Hi everyone, here we go, graphing parabolas, getting all their details. Some people have a lot of problems with this, it takes a while to sink in. Quite a simple one, nothing complicated. If I let x equal 0, say I don't understand what's going on fully, but I just let x equal 0. That means everywhere I've got an x, I replace it with a 0. And the nice part about replacing that by 0 and that by 0 is these become 0 and we're left with just 8. So we put a 0 in for x and we've got an 8 for y. Go to the graph over here. I put a 0 in for x and I go up to an 8 for y. And that's referred to as the y-intercept. In other words, it's where the graph crosses the y-axis. In this question, it only crosses it in one place. Then if I let y equal 0, I've got x squared minus 6x plus 8 equal 0. I prefer to write equal 0 at the back. It's a good habit to get into, writing equal 0. Keeps you in a habit of the same things over and over again. I want two numbers that multiply to 8, add up to 6. They have to be the same sign. Obviously they'll both be negative. So if I put my two brackets in, x times an x, if I expanded the bracket would be x squared. How can I get two numbers that multiply to 8? They add up to 6. That'd be a 2 and a 4. Technically it's a minus 2 and a minus 4. So there's our 2 and there's our 4. Have to be the same sign. So when you see a plus, it means same sign there. Both negative. So what's my two answers? X minus 2 can equal 0 or x minus 4 can equal 0. Solving that equation, x can be 2. Solving that equation, x can be 4. So if I go over to 2 and 4, if I put a dot here at 2 and I put a dot here at 4, they are called the x-intercepts. More traditionally just called roots, because the square root, which comes into the formula in another way to calculate those answers. So I've got 3 dots on the parabola. It would be nice, because parabolas are a symmetrical shape, to know where the line is down the middle. And the line down the middle is called the axis of symmetry. Once you get these two here, the axis is in between, halfway between 2 and 4. But if you go to the graph over here, there's obviously halfway between 2 and 4. Refer to that as the axis of symmetry. Some people call it the line of symmetry. Each equation, these people keep asking for the equation, is x equals 3. This is halfway between 2 and 4. Vertical lines are called x equals, horizontal lines are called y equals. So this is an x equals. Let's have a look what happens next. It'd be nice to know how far down it goes. How do I find out a point on a line, a point on any line, anywhere, anytime? It is, I talk about this. It starts with S and it's got lots of letters. Substitution. So we have to substitute x equals 3. Where do we substitute x equals 3? Into the only equation we've got here. So we'll have y equals 3 squared minus 6 times 3 plus 8, and you'll have a 9 minus an 18 plus an 8. Personally, I add first, so I just go 17, take 8 is minus 1. So I put in a 3 and I get a minus 1. So there's 3 and minus 1, and that's called a minimum because it's the lowest point on the graph. I can also come across here and reflect that 8 across to here. So it actually turns out it's above the 6. Drawing on a whiteboard's not easy. And that's my parabola for y equals x squared minus 6x plus 8. Last bit of detail, the minimum has coordinates of 3 minus 1. One thing I always like to say, if they're apart by 2, it goes down by 1. If it was an upside down, if they were apart by 2, it would go up by 1. There's so much detail in there. Also refer to it in general as a turning point. A lot of people call them TPs. So turning point in this case happens to be the lowest point, which is a minimum. If it's the highest point, it'd be a maximum. And that's enough for one day. Thank you. Please, if you get a chance to press like and subscribe, it's really appreciated.